Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So today I'll be sharing with you guys about Aoulink Decentralized Financial Ecosystem. So before I go into the main sharing, I'd just like to highlight a few key points that this entire presentation is all about. So the first, I will highlight a lot about the control over your funds. Number two, as an investor, when you invest or contribute into a new project or business, what's the most important thing that you want, which is profit. And the third one, last but not least, it is trust and transparency. So with these three main criteria or main points, the entire sharing for today will be based around these few things. So let's go into the first slide. So this is an overview of Aoulink. This is our core positioning. The heart of it is the public chain. Then we have the ecosystem, which is our trading and finance. Then the application layer, which is the wallet and social. All these will be explained in detail on the later part of the sharing. So let's move on how the Aoulink came about. So we came about because we saw this opportunity in the blockchain. So as you know, blockchain has broken the decentralized model that has existed for thousands of years. That means the traditional financial system. So because we saw the opportunity, we saw that this is a $1 trillion market with 70%, more than 70% actually comes from derivatives trading. So imagine we just take a small percentage of this pie. Millions can be made in this industry. So then we also we have found out about the problems in the blockchain industry. As you know, it was created to be fully private yet fully transparent, where all your data are all hidden and kept. However, now with the rise of centralized exchange, to trade your assets, you need to do KYC. So as you can see from here, 75% of the market share is held by centralized exchange, and only 25% is held by decentralized exchange. However, the trend is moving towards decentralized exchange again. So with the opportunity, with the sheer volume, and with the problem that we are currently facing, we have created Aoulink to solve all this and to create greater opportunity for all of you guys. So let's talk about Aoulink. Aoulink architecture is based, we have three layers basically. First, it is the base layer, which is the heart of it, which is the Aoulink chain. Second, it is the ecosystem layer, which is the financial ecosystem. And last but not least, it is the application layer, where we have our decentralized wallet and instant messaging system. So just put it in one word, the public chain is to amplify the overall value. Okay, so when we created our Aoulink public chain, we had set a very, very high standards. So we can do up to 1 million transactions per second. But not only that, because we are involved in high frequency trading, we need low latency and low gas fee. And the next one we can see, we can operate multi-chain. And the last one, it is most importantly EVM compatible. So this is about our public chain. So as you can see, the main question is, why do many public blockchains fail? Because it is the lack of traffic. However, the difference between us and others in the market, we are a self-built ecosystem. With these three engines, the perpetual contracts, the lending system, the hedging qualification, we are creating a DeFi system that can both generate revenue and operate stably in the long term. So first, let's talk on the first part of our three-part engine. This is our core profit. Most of our profits are generated from here because a lot of investors will ask, where does your profit comes from? So we come from perpetual contracts. How we earn it is through trading fees, funding rate, liquidation revenue, and traders' losses. The second one, this is a more long-term stable income. It is DeFi lending, similar to what is in the market now. It is called AAVE, or even the traditional one is called bank. where you as a user deposit your assets into our ecosystem. We will pay you a certain interest or a certain percentage. We will take the assets and lend out to borrowers in the market with a higher fee. So this will generate a stable long-term income. And the last one, this is the most important to get into. That means, what I mean is, this is an ecological stabilizer. The core value is what I mean. This is important because it is for long-term development and sustainability of the ecosystem. So first, it is to mitigate the systematic risk, optimize overall capital exposure, and the last one, it is to enhance capital management execution. So this we will trade when imbalances occur between long and short positions in the market or between the spot market and futures market. Now, you might be asking me, how can we participate? Compared to the traditional model and our Aoulink. The traditional model, you as an investor, you as a user, you as a contributor, will be treated as a customer. However, in Aoulink, you are treated as a stakeholder. How? Because you are able to get profit distribution rights. So as you can see from here, 90% of our profits are distributed to the liquidity providers. The balance 10% is used for buyback and burn to boost the AOU token in the long run. So this is a summary of the entire profit generation. So this is the main six. First is trading fees. Second is spread revenue. Third is lending interest spread, funding rates, liquidation mechanism, and market making profits. So now we have talked about the profit distribution. Let's talk about AOU token. The most important question, or the most questions that I get from the market, is what is the use case of AOU token? The first one, it is fee settlement. All trading fees are settled in AOU. The second is through ecosystem circulation, staking and governance, which means that you as a user can decide where the direction of our ecosystem will head to in the future. Incentive mechanisms, buyback and burn, and entry collateral. So this point here is to show you guys that ours is a self-reinforcing growth system. As you can see from the bottom here, 1 to 5. The first one, it is the ecosystem operation, which generates revenue. Then we distribute it back to the users, to the stakeholders. From there, we are able to grow our user database. Then more projects will join the ecosystem, and finally, the demand for AOU increases over time. So this is our self-reinforcing growth system. Now, this part, I'll be talking about the application layer. So the first one, compared to a lot of projects, a lot of businesses in the market, we have our very own decentralized wallet, and our public chain can be registered in other major wallets too. So the decentralized wallet is a very common feature. We have our asset page, we have our liquidity page, we have our discovery page, and the additional we have is our Web3 social messaging system. So all these are included in our app, our application. So what is in the instant messaging system? We can do a group chat, normal chat, just like any other instant messaging system currently, like WhatsApp, D-Box, Telegram, etc. So this is our application layer. So how does Aoulink strength comes from? We learn from the best. As you can see, from technology, we learn from Ethereum and Solana. From finance driven, we learn from Binance and Coinbase. We learn from all their advantages, all their strengths. We add on of what they have, and we have created our Aoulink ecosystem. So now this is just to show our team. So this is the COO, CFO, CTO. Then this is our security and compliance. So this is all our certificates: the SEC compliance license, the MSB license, the Comoros compliance license. Then this is our equity structure chart. where we have bases, we have placed in UK, BVI, Marshall Islands, US, and the Comoros Islands due to our certifications. Now, let's go back to the start, where I did mention the three core missions of Aoulink. First, the user has total control over assets. As you can see, what I've explained. Number two, it is the value sharing. That means fair distribution of returns and profit. And the last but not least, it is transparency and trust, where every transaction can be scanned on chain. So our ultimate goal is to challenge and become a leading global decentralized financial ecosystem. So this is the last part of the sharing where I have to mention about our roadmap. So currently we are at 01, which is a genesis, where we have our wallet and community messaging system, our public blockchain basic version. However, the most important one is level 2 and level 3. Level 2, the one I want to focus on, is the launch of AOU token into our mainnet. And the last one, if you have been through our journey from Genesis all the way to prosperity, you are able to create generational wealth. So why is 03 called prosperity? Because we will launch our ecosystem funding program and our public blockchain mainnet launch. So if you're from step 101 here and all the way to 03, the gains can be a lot. So this is the entire sharing of our company profile. So let's move on to the next one, which is the marketing plan. Okay, so this is the AOU marketing plan. We have catered to two types of people in the market. First, it is the investor, and second, it is the networker. So the investor one, which is number one, the steady income. So our minimum investment is only 100 USDT. And take a look at the second point. Compared to a lot of projects in the market, you need to stake for at least 30 days, 90 days, 180, or even 1 year or longer. However, in Aoulink, you have control over your investment, where the cycle is only 7 days. Then our monthly return is 25 to 30%, which comes to around 1% per day. And annually, you can get returns up to 360% plus, including bonus coin and other bonuses. So the second one, which is the level income, this is for networkers that have their own network that market this project to their friends, family, or their partners. So level two, the number two, the level income, we have from V1 to V8. So the volume over here, it is 3,000 USDT based on your small leg or the small community, where you can override up to starting from 10% of their performance up to V8, which is 90% of their total performance. So with this in mind, what do small leg means? Okay, so you can see from here the team system core rules. The first one, the small area, that means your small leg volume, has to be at least 50% of your largest community. So for example, if you are at V4, 100,000 U, you need to have a total of 200,000 U with the biggest leg to be at least 100,000 U. Then the income structure, you can see that we have a team bonus. We have also a peer bonus starting from V4, and we do have a level differential bonus where higher level will earn the differences from the lower level. So for example, I can give you, if you are at V4, which is at 50%, and your market is at 30%, you will earn the difference of 20% from their performance. So as you can see, the shield over here, it is a very solid structure, a stable returns, and real total income, which is distributed daily. Okay, to summarize the entire sharing for this marketing plan, take a look at these 4 points. First, it is the low entry barrier with only 100 USDT, with high returns of 25 to 30% per month. A strong system which is fair, transparent, and extremely sustainable. And With a multi-line expansion, we are able to go together to develop this entire ecosystem, the Aoulink decentralized financial ecosystem. So this is my sharing. Thank you so much.